Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. It's my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Today is part 6, the final part of doing the Happy Holiday Throw. I'd like to bring attention to Ashley from Ontario for being able to help me to finish this particular border and give me some mathematics. So great, and because of her I can proceed on this much faster. So what we have here is that we're going to progress to the final border. You can do whatever colors you want. When I last left you we were on the color B, but we want to switch to the color A. So what we have to do in this particular one is that we have to reduce the amount of stitches on the tops and the bottom, so the top and bottom, and what we have to do is get a strategic count down the side, and that's what Ashley was helping me with today. So when I last left you we were just finishing B, so let's change that color and let's begin to do our border next. So the final instructions here are on page number 3, so we're going to switch to A, and so we're going to do that. So we're gonna do 4 rounds for the border. So what we need to do is on the top and the bottom of the Afghan we need to reduce the amount of stitches, and then the sides we need to keep an amount. So in the sides there are 11 patterns. So remember that we cycled through 1 through 5 of the patterns. We did 1 through 5 again of the patterns, and then we did number 1. So that gives you a total count of 11 patterns. 6 of the 11 have to have 15 stitches along the side. The other 5 have to have 14. So you can go 15, 14, 15, 14 as long as that 6 of them have 15 and 5 of them have 14 in order to have that count. We will talk about that when we get there. So what we're going to do is just switch our color then to A, and then we're going to begin to do this section here where we're gonna reduce the amount of stitches going across the top as we begin, and then we're gonna go down the side and etc. So I'm gonna throw in a little helpful tip for you. So the first round that I did, I actually was doing it on the wrong side. So what I would highly recommend to you is that when you go to start this particular section, make sure that you can see the good side here. Don't look at the back side. So the very first round here I'm gonna show you that I'm on the wrong side of the work. So what I'm going to do for this is just tell you that now before you start, so that when you start make sure you can see the right side, because you're gonna go in a continuous revolution now for 4 rounds, and you might as well look at the good side right off the bat. So I'm going to continue then with this tutorial, and I'm starting on round number 2 at this moment in the video sequence, and then I'm going to then just stay on the right side of the work. So when I last left you we came across a single crochet for B. We're now going to switch to A, and we're gonna get rid of this. Just for a full disclaimer, I have not gotten rid of a lot of my loose ends as I was telling you to do, but what I would do is go through your whole blanket at this point, get rid of any of the loose ends so you have a nice clean surface to work with, and deal with that. So for tutorial reasons I don't really need to. I can just tell you to do that and you'll do it. Maybe so, right? So let's continue then and turn our work, and let's begin the border first round. So let's begin round 1. So we're sitting in the first stitch. So what we just need to do is that we need to chain 1, and in the same stitch, the corner one, the first one, you're gonna put 3 single crochets in there. I probably recommend going up over your tails as well. Get that hidden in. So 1, 2, and 3. So you got 3 in there. So what you want to do is that for the next 32 stitches they're gonna be single crochets. So let's just do the first set. So I'll count slowly. So 1, 2, 30, 31, and 32. So once the 32 are in, then you're just gonna skip the next stitch, okay, and then just single crochet, skip the next one, and single crochet the next 32, and then skip the next stitch, and etc. And you're gonna do that all the way to the edge of the other side, and then I'll meet you there in just a moment. So continue all the way across. So I just actually finished on number 32, and it's a stitch right before the end of the corner. So the very last stitch is gonna have 3 single crochets. So let's just quickly review on what we're gonna do during the side. As I told you, I haven't woven in my ends. I should actually at this point. So let's just review on how to do that. So we know that we have 5 panels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you will have a total of 11 because you would have had to cycle through this again and then add one more, which is this one, which gives you the count of 11. So 6 of these have to have 15, so you can decide which ones as you're going, and you may want to check it off on a list to make sure you get it right, and then 5 of them have to have 14 in order to keep that balance. So you're looking for a total of 160 stitches that are existing, and the corners do not count for that, so make sure you don't count those corners as part of that. So when you start down the first side, I'd probably get the 15, 14, 15, 14, and etc., and that will do that So let's continue to do that, and we're gonna equally space out then as we're going down the side. So equally spacing it out, just eye it in there and just start counting. So you just say 1 and then 2, and I'm gonna commit that the first one is gonna have 15. So this is 2 and then 3, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So I got my 15 in. So now I'm ready to jump to the next section. So the next one I want 14, and so I'm intentionally leaving this in the tutorial because you would think that people like me can get it right the first time. We don't, and I don't want you to assume that we do. So get that, and then the next one will be 14, and the next one is 15, and etc. And I'll see you at the turn at the bottom. When you get all the way down, we're now going to go down the opposite side of the bottom that we started the chain. So when I had you start, we did on the back hump of the chain, so you'll have a perfect looking edge to work with. So in the very first stitch, you're going to apply 3 single crochets, which allows you to do the turn, and you're gonna do what you did before. So you're just gonna do 32 and then skip 1 stitch, 32 and skip a stitch, and you're gonna do that all the way to the other side, and I'll see you on the other side of this one here. So 32 in a row, skip a stitch, 32, those are single crochet of course. So 1, 2 and 3, and I'll see you at the end. So I've just come along the bottom edge, and then I've done my 32, and then the next one is the last one, and it'll have 3 in there. So like before, you have your 11 panels going up, so 6 of them will be 15, and then 6 of them will be, or sorry, 5 of them will be 14. So 6 is 15, 5 is 14, and then we will meet you back up then at the beginning of this. So please just space those out and start counting, and I will see you at the beginning of this round in just a moment. So I'm just coming up around, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning first single crochet, and then let's move on to round number 2. So let's begin round number 2. As I mentioned at the beginning of this tutorial, I was working on the wrong side, so I've now just turned it around, so I'm looking at the good side for the remaining of this. So you know, things you learn as you're working your process. So I'm going to chain up 1, so I've slip stitched, and I'm chaining 1, and I'm going to single crochet in the same one that I did the slip stitch with. The middle ones of the grouping of 3 are each going to have 3 single crochets in them. So 1, 2 and 3, and now the hard work's pretty much already been done. So you're just gonna do 1 single crochet in each of the stitches going across, and then in the corners of the middle one you're gonna put 3 single crochets, and you're gonna do that all the way around. So it's a nice easy round for number 2, and we're gonna carry on our story in just a moment. So go all the way around for round number 2, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. I'm coming up to the end of round number 2, and I'm just going to join it. So round number 3 has a terminology that I don't know what it is, so I'm gonna have to go look that up online or ask the community on the Stitch Social and see what double crochet 2 together over 3 means. I've never seen that before. So I'll be back in just a second or so, but I have to find out what that means first. So the community has spoken and given me some information. So double crochet 2 over 3 means that there's 3 stitches. You're gonna use the first one, skip the next one, and then use the third one, and those are the 2 together. So when you're doing this round, you're not gonna do anything special for the corners. You're just simply gonna follow your work around. Right where you're sitting, you're just gonna chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet. You now have to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and now we're gonna do that double crochet 2 together over 3. So using the next stitch, yarn over and going in, pull through 2 and hold it. Don't finish it. So skip the next one, yarn over, and the next one pull through 2 and hold it. There's your 2 together right there. So then pull through all 3 loops. Chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and double crochet in the next, or sorry, single crochet in the next, sorry about that. And now I'm gonna chain 3 again. So this is your repeat pattern. So 1, 2, 3, and over the next 3 you're gonna do that double crochet 2 together. So starting in the first one, you're gonna skip the next one and go to the third, and then pull through all 3 loops, chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in the next stitch. I'll show you one more time. So chain 3, double crochet over the next 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet in the next. So do that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So I'm coming all the way around on round number 3 and I am chaining 3. So 1, 2, 3, and the stitch counts actually work out perfectly for me, so I didn't have to fudge anything in order to get to this moment. So you can just change your color to color G if you would like to. I really like the cream color here. I'm gonna keep this for one more round. They may suggest to change color because you may run out of a certain color, so that's something that they may have considered. So I'm not really sure at this moment. So what I'm going to do is continue on with this white. So we're gonna just chain up 1, and in the single crochet I want to single crochet, and then we're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch in the top of the 2 together. Now chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next single crochet, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch in the top of the 2 together. And you're gonna do that all the way around. This is the final round, number 4, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So I'm just coming up all the way back around and I'm finishing up 1, 2, 3. I'm finishing up the 4th round and everything is looking pretty awesome. I'm glad I stuck with the main border all being the same color just for my own preference, but you can decide what you want to do. Now looking back the sample, I did tuck in all the ends and it looks amazing. So when I get all the way back around, I started with the single crochet, so just slip stitch and then just use the technique I showed you, I believe in video number 1, on how to weave in your ends and just going back and forth. So that's it for today. This is the end of the series and we hope that you've enjoyed, and if you're using this for a Christmas based Afghan, awesome. If not, it's a great stash buster for any time, and if you're looking for a great stitch sampler, obviously by this point in the video you know that it's pretty awesome. So have a good one and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye bye now.